Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some other stocks that are on the move today, not necessarily in the biotech space. Scarlett Fu here with Paul Sweeney, and of course, Nora Melinda, Bloomberg Television's market correspondent. And Nora, I know you're beginning with Carnival, which should be positive given that it boosted its profit forecast, but the stock is down.
Wall Street investors being really nitpicky here. I mean, as you mentioned, they did report results that you would expect, people would be positive about, as they did beat expectations here. If you look at adjusted EPS, that beat expectations. They also lifted their guidance for the full year in terms of their adjusted net income here. But Stifel is really coming out saying that investors could be, quote unquote, nitpicking the company's lower than expected fourth quarter net yields guidance. So they're really getting into the details, all the dirty details here, trying to figure out something that they feel as though isn't really meeting the high bar that they had going into the report. So you are seeing this as one of the worst performing stocks in the S&P 500 today, ticker CCL. But I mean, if you look at what the street is thinking more broadly, Wall Street has no sell ratings on the stock right now. About 74% of analysts are advising that people buy.
Cruisers. There's nothing you can do to keep those people on the sidelines.
You can't knock them off.
To cruise. Good for them. All right, what else you got?
Also looking at shares of CSX. This one, though, in the green, up as much as 4.1%. This one also has no sell ratings here, up for its biggest intraday gain since July in this year. And this is after the company named Steve Angel as its new CEO. This, of course, comes after the abrupt departure that we saw from Joe Hinrichs. This really overhauled the railroad's leadership, especially as it's thinking about the pressures that we have from peers, Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific. If you think back, just a couple months ago, they actually came for a deal here that would create the first transcontinental railroad in the U.S. Bloomberg did report back in July that CSX is working with Goldman Sachs to explore options for a deal of its own.
So I emailed Lee Klasko, our analyst, railroad analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence, and I said, hey, was this a surprise, this change in leadership? His response, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lee, for the expansive research there. Now I understand that he's on vacation this week, so that explains it.
That's why he's like, yes, don't bother me anymore, Paul.
Exactly.
All right, Nora, we're going to bother you for one more mover. That is DoorDash.
Food here, okay? Ticker Dash, DASH here. We're seeing shares of DoorDash rising. Of course, this is after it's expanding its relationship with the grocery store chain operator Kroger. So we are seeing Kroger just up a touch here. But essentially, we're looking at Instacart, of course, in focus. That is a competitor here to DoorDash. But I mean, Kroger should be launching almost 2,700 of its stores on the DoorDash platform starting October 1st. So just around the corner here. And you are seeing shares popping off of this news.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.